What's going on, guys? It is Austin with the Semi-Saucin' YouTube channel. I just want to give you guys a quick update on what's going on. I know there's a lot of things that I said were going to happen, and kind of just wanted to let you guys know where we're at with the truck reveal video, where we're at with my teammate, and just the trip vlogs, stuff like that. I'm just going to bring everybody up to speed. There were a couple things that I was trying to do that didn't quite work out. So I guess we'll start with how I've been doing and where I'm at and stuff. Now, I'm currently in Jurupa Valley. I'm currently in the Swift Terminal in Jurupa Valley. The last 2 weeks have been kind of frustrating for me because I am obviously out of training, so I'm no longer with my mentor anymore. So I'm a solo driver, but since I have got out on my own, things just haven't gone the way that they were supposed to go. For example, the whole time I've been hired on as what they call a 602 driver, which is the new route that they're doing. It's a triangle dedicated route for Costco freight, where you essentially go to Target, or you go pick up at Costco, and you go to Vegas, and then you find a load going to California, and you find a load coming back, and you just do this big triangle, and that's what I got hired on to do. They pretty much told me that was all that was available, so I was like, okay, sick, I'll do that, that's fine. It's a very good home time. The miles are okay, and from what I've heard, the only issues with that run is that sometimes you stop. They'll send you to Vegas on Monday, and you won't be able to drop that trailer until Tuesday at 5 p.m. and it takes me 5 hours to get to Henderson or Vegas, so I haven't been on it yet. That's the problem, and that's what I'm saying. I can't speak to that yet. I've heard that from other drivers, but my experience, I had told my driver leader, I've got a buddy of mine, I won't introduce him until he's actually here, but he is trying to team drive, and I don't know if they just got a hard-on when they said that I was going to team drive and they just threw me OTR, but I was put in the OTR division, so all the freight that I was getting was OTR freight. And this is freight. Now again, I was dedicated with my mentor too, so I've never even done freight like this before. I'm going to mines and getting loaded in mines and shit in Miami, Arizona, and just stuff I'd never done before. 5-hour load times and stuff like this. I'm like, what is going on? And I try not to complain, but I'm like, this isn't what I signed up for. Can I get on Costco, please? And even Target. Target is great. Target is going to be great. And she pretty much said, yeah, I'll do it, this, that, and the other. And then this week I was supposed to be on the 602. Monday comes around, and they've got a load going to California. And I'm like, this isn't Costco. What's going on? And my driver leader calls me, and she says, hey, this is a very high-value freight. It needs to get done. It's a T-call in Calexico, which is Mexico-California border. And she's like, if you can do it, I'll make sure I change your division, and I'll put you in 602 by the time you get back. This is the last time you have to do this. And I'm like, fine. So I do it because I'm a nice guy. Not because I'm a pushover, but I just like to help people. And if it's something that's they're not sending me to Florida, so California, that's fine. I'll go to California. First day this week, day one, I have a crack in my windshield. So I'm like, shit, I gotta get my windshield fixed. And I tell her that, and I gotta take her to service. I take it to service, and they're like, well, you have a load. Why don't you go ask your driver leader if you want it? She can get you a loaner, or she can send you in this, and you can just get loaded and come back. And then by the time we get your windshield fixed, then you can reattach to your trailer and go to California. And so I drive the truck back over to Bobtail Parking, and I talk to her, and I'm also talking with my partner at the time about getting on the truck, and he's going through orientation currently, which we ran into a snag with that too, which is a totally separate conversation. I'm gonna try to stay as organized as possible. But I talked to my driver leader, and she says, yeah, we'll get you a loaner. Let's get you a loaner, let's just do it. I'm like, all right, cool. So I go to take it back, and when they actually start putting the truck in the system to get it registered to get serviced, they see that my def gauge is broken. And yes, my def gauge is broken. I told my driver leader that from the jump when I picked up the truck. But it's not well, your def gauge is broken. It's just broken. You know what I mean? If you were to fill up def every time you got diesel, you would never have you don't even need the def gauge. You know what I mean? If you just filled it up every time, it would be a problem. So that's what I was doing, and I kind of told my driver leader, hey, I inspected the truck, everything's good, def gauge is broken, I'm just going to use def every time I get fuel. Not a problem. Well, they come into, when I go to the service department, I start talking to them. They're like, oh, your def gauge, man. It's got to be taken care of. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, yeah, it's going to be a couple days now, so you're definitely going to need a loaner. I'm like, all right, so it's going to be a couple days. That's unfortunate. So I'm thinking I'm going to lose my baby for a couple days. And with the way this week was supposed to line up, this week was supposed to go triangle, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right? So I'd go Vegas, Monday, California, Tuesday, home Wednesday. My partner was supposed to come out of orientation on Tuesday and test out. So then I would then come back and pick him up on Wednesday. And then we would run route till Friday because our schedule is Monday to Friday. And that obviously didn't happen with other stuff. Trying to stay on task here. But, so my truck won't be back for a couple days. The first loaner they try to give me is like, it's a 2019 International, and it's like 6 cars buried behind the wash bay. And the wash bay at the Phoenix terminal, if anybody's gone to the Phoenix terminal, that shit don't work. I mean, I think it's fixed now, but for like the last couple weeks, that shit's been broken. There's like 5 trucks parked behind it, and the International was like in the middle of those trucks. So I would have had to move all the other trucks just to get my truck out, and then I would have moved all the trucks back. As a loaner, no. I called her, I said, give me another truck, because that truck don't work. And so she gave me a 2020 Freightliner. I took that, and I went to go pick up the load. Well, due to Swift's amazing technology, the Zonar GPS took me to a location that was not the location in which I was supposed to pick up my freight. So when I called the guy from the shipper, and I was like, hey, like I know that, and I was late at that point. I sent a macro 22 and I was late, and I was like, hey, I know that, no, I was supposed to be there at 6:30. It's now 7. I've been in the area for like 10 minutes. I can't find this place. And he's like, yeah, well, we sent the unloaders home, so you're just gonna have to do this tomorrow. And I'm like, all right, whatever, dude. So I take the truck back. I go home and I sleep with my kids and my wife. And then I come back the next day, find the shipper, get loaded. There's a crack in the Freightliner's windshield now. And when I did my pre-trip, everything was fine. When I connected to the trailer, everything was fine. I got loaded, went to the shipper, came back, and I had to talk to my driver leader about stuff, about my partner and just the crack in the windshield. When I was walking away from my truck to go into the driver leader area, I realized that I left the lights on. But then when I looked closer at my trailer, only half the lights were working. And so I'm like, shit, you know what I mean? There's either a fuse problem in the trailer or the electrical hose is broken somewhere. Like either one of the prongs is messed up or something. So I'm like, okay, now I gotta talk to my driver leader about this. And so me and my driver leader have just been like going through hell the last couple of days of like trying to get on the same page and stuff. And we are on the same page now, I would say. But we start talking about the Freightliner, the cracked windshield, this and that. And it turns out that my truck's ready. My truck was ready in a day. And I was like, yeah, let me go get my truck. Like, take me off of this truck, put me back on my truck, and I'll go take this and go to California. And sure enough, it was a hose problem, because when I connected to the trailer on my truck, the lights worked fine. So that one probably had like a bent prong or something there was a connectivity issue. Once I expressed to her what I wanted to do, and I didn't want to do OTR freight, I never did. She definitely did take initiative to get me off and put me on OTR, or not, put me on the 602 so that I'm running dedicated freight. Now let's talk about Kevin. Now Kevin is my partner. He is my business partner. We are planning on growing a fleet with Swift. It is a part of the plan. It will be done. We have a very good plan, you know, and we know exactly what we want to do. We have a very, very strong business plan that I'm very excited about. And because these YouTube videos are going to keep coming, you guys are going to watch me go from CDL all the way to like fleet, which is going to be cool. I'm very excited to see the progress in real life and on the channel. But Kevin was a little hesitant for the last couple weeks to start orientation for a number of reasons. We finally got him in to orientation on Monday. And he has previous driving experience. He drove with, I think, Steven Transport for like maybe 6 months. And then he took a break because he realized that he couldn't start the business he wanted by himself. And so he took a break to find a partner. Took him a while because nobody was interested, and then he found me. And so now he's getting back in the business. And I know him previously. I've known Kevin since like the 7th grade. So me and him are like buddies outside of the business. So he's in orientation now, and so we're thinking he's got 6 months of experience. Like, our team pays a little higher because of his experience. So we're thinking, he's gonna come out Wednesday and we're gonna get going, and the money's gonna start coming in, and then 6 months from now we'll go owner op, we'll get a truck. Well, what ended up happening was that when I went and talked to driver qualifications to try to like kind of speed up his road test, they were like, oh yeah, he's not getting a road test. He's got to go out with a mentor. I was like, why? He's got experience. He's got 6 months of experience. Well, it's been more than a year, and so because it's been more than a year, they see him as a brand new driver, which I think is a load of horseshit. Like, once you do this, you don't really forget how to do it, even if it's taken 1 year. Like, you don't even have to like retake your CDL until like 3 or 5 years of non-CDL work. So I think that's a load of shit. But so he has to go with a mentor. We are currently waiting for, so he's out of orientation now, and he's just waiting for his driver code. And then once he gets his driver code, he'll get paired with a mentor. And then he'll go with a mentor for 200 hours, which they say 200 hours. Full transparency, and I could probably prove this somehow, but I only did 97 hours with my mentor. And my mentor was comfortable enough with me to get out and test. And I tested and I passed. So, and I do know that if you do their accelerated program at Top Gun, they do allow you to do 100 hours, but I didn't do that. And if you saw my previous videos, I was robbed of that. Like, I was supposed to do that. But anyways, so Kevin now has to go with a mentor. So we were thinking, all right, he's going to come out on Wednesday and we're going to get going. Well, that's not true, because it is Wednesday and he's not here. So he has to go with a mentor now. And when I told him, and he was like, damn, like, this sucks. And I told him, like, look, man, my mentor was super comfortable with me. When you get in the truck with your mentor and he sees the way you drive and he sees the way that you back to a dock, the way you do your maneuvers, he's going to be like, this guy's done this before. Why am I even sitting with this guy? I give it a week. I give it 1 to 2 weeks before this mentor's like, test this guy, get him off my truck, give me somebody I can actually teach. Because in my opinion, if you have a mentor that's just driving around with somebody that's already done this, it's a waste of time. It's a waste of money, because I think they get paid extra when they're mentoring. It's a waste of money, it's a waste of the mentor's time, and it's a waste of the student's time. Like, he could be with me making damn near 70 cents a mile running Target Freight, which is what we're gonna do. And I told Target Freight at Swift, dude, that's the money. That is the money. It's a very easy, it's drop and hook, no touch freight. It's very, very fun. It's the good lanes, good miles, and so that's what we're gonna do. And I told my driver leader, and she kind of tried to like, well, you're gonna have to get a new truck, and you won't have me as driver leader anymore. And I was like, that's fine. It's no offense. She's great, and we get along well, but I'm not here to pad your pocket. I'm not here to make sure you get paid and that you have a team driver on your fleet. I am here to make money and to save money to start our business on our own. So the plan is for me to drive the 602 until he comes out, and then when he comes out of mentorship, we will then be transferred to Target. I'm gonna have to get a different truck. So I'm gonna have to get out of this truck, go into a different truck, do Target Freight for about 6 months, and then go on owner operator with Kevin. Now, we might do lease operator. We don't really know what we're gonna do quite yet. We've looked at MRP. Me and Kevin really like Volvos, so we might try to get a new Volvo. It just depends right now, but we have a plan. We have a very, very good, proven plan. And this is something that I've verified with other owner operators on Target Freight running teams. Very good money to be made. Not like, you know what I mean? Obviously, there's always going to be that guy that's like, well, I make more over here. Like, yeah, dude, I don't fucking care what you're doing. I care about what I'm doing. And I have a plan, and it's going to make good fucking money. And so you guys will see that plan unravel in the next couple months, and I appreciate the subscribers that, we have doubled in subscribers in the last couple weeks because your boy's been doing some work on the quality of the channel. So if you guys are liking it, make sure to like and subscribe. But some comments. I got a lot of people that are putting comments and asking questions about macros and how to do loaded calls and stuff like that, and I'm always down to help. I have a buddy that just graduated, that just upgraded, that I went to the academy with. He's called me 3 times today because he's never done Costco before. So I'm telling him how to do Costco. I would love to be a helping hand where I can. Obviously, I don't want to be a mentor because I don't want some fucking stranger driving this truck. But if you guys have questions, put them in the comments and I will help you out. If you guys have any suggestions, put them in the comments and I will try to implement them in future videos. Until then, I will talk to you guys later. Oh, no, I'm not going to talk to you later because there's other stuff we got to talk about. The truck reveal. That video is in progress. We tried to schedule a reshoot because my brother didn't think we got enough footage. Turns out the place that we scheduled it to be shot at is in a no-fly zone, and when you have those drones, you have to have clearance in certain areas, and like they're flight restricted, so we couldn't shoot there, and I was on a time crunch because I had to leave that week, and so I think we're only going to take what I've got, which is like maybe 2 to 3 minutes of footage, but it's just revealing the truck, and it's just showing me setting it up, and then it'll show you what it looks like after, and that's cool and everything. So that should be out maybe this week. And then I think starting next week, I'm going to do trip vlogs. And if you guys like the trip vlogs, let me know. Because if not, I'm not going to do them. You know, it's something that I would just like to do a very more personal video where like you guys see me like driving and actually, you know, setting up the trailers and actually working and not just sitting in my bed or in my car talking about the week. I would like for you guys to see the week hands-on. So I'm going to try those videos next week. I have a software that I'm implementing that will allow me to do certain videos and stuff. So yeah, that's it, man. I just wanted to make sure I included that because I, you know, gotta make sure all those boxes are checked so I don't forget nothing. All right, that's it. Again, if you like the content, like and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications for when the next video comes out. And that's it, man. Love, peace, chicken grease, and I will see you guys next week. Have a great weekend.